All right, today we're going to be talking about activity 1.15, the treasure of Lemon Brown. Our goal, learning targets for the day: analyze the resolution or the ending. Remember last time we talked about the beginning? This time we're going to talk about the resolution, and to transform it to create different resolution. Create a thematic statement about a short story using textual evidence. Identify types of figurative language and how they can be used to create mental images. Okay, so as we read, we always have something to do. It says, the author of The Treasure of Lemon Brown uses figurative language to conjure mental images that add to the drama of the story. For example, he uses personification to create a visualization of an eerie scene. We haven't talked about personification. There's a definition over here. It is figurative language that gives human characteristics to an animal or non-living thing. For example, the beam of the flashlight danced crazily. Okay, so the beam is the non-living thing, but it's dancing crazily. Okay, so anytime you see personification, make sure you look for those. And any other similes and metaphors as well. And then, like always, circle unknown words and phrases. Okay, this is by Walter Dean Myers. That's a pretty long story, so I will scroll down this way till we get to the questions. So I would read the story before you start listening to this part. So go ahead and pause it before you continue. Question number 1. Explain how specific aspects of the setting create an atmosphere that fits the action of the beginning of the story. So pretty soon, as soon as he walks into the house, there's some atmosphere that is set. So what does that make you feel, and why is that important to the beginning of the story? Number 2, what sensory details can you find in paragraphs 8 to 11? If possible, name one for each sense: taste, smell, touch, sight, and hearing. So make one for each. Number 3, the author distinguishes Greg from Lemon by the way they speak. How would you describe Lemon Brown based on what he says? How would you describe Greg? So this is characterization. So how the author makes you learn the character. A lot of times, since we can't see them, it's not a picture book, we get to know them by the things that they say and how they say them. And, the descriptions, what people say about them, what they look like, and the things they do. So in this case, what can we learn about Greg and Lemon by the way that they talk? Number 4, in what ways does the introduction of the scalawags or the bad men change the relationship between Lemon Brown and Greg? Yeah, their relationship changes when the bad guys show up. Number 5, literally, what is Lemon Brown's treasure? Why does it mean so much to him? You'd be surprised. It's not the traditional treasure. Number 6, why is the third person point of view an effective way to tell this story? So this is not first person. What would happen if it were told in first person point of view? How would that change the story? So if it was told from Greg's point of view, or even from Lemon's point of view, how would that change the story? Number 7, what are your initial reactions to the ending of this story? Were you surprised? If so, what surprised you? Number 8, provide an example of a simile, metaphor, and the use of personification in the story. So you need one of each. One simile, one metaphor, and one personification. How do these examples of figurative language enhance the story? Number 9, what is the theme of The Treasure of Lemon Brown? Complete the sentence. The Treasure of Lemon Brown is a story about. Okay, so it's not just I don't like that sentence phrase too much. You want that big idea, the big goal. What does Greg learn? That's the theme there. I'll help you out. What does Greg learn in this story? That's kind of the theme. Well, there's more than one theme, but it's mostly from Greg's point of view. Write a theme statement, a sentence using the theme you just described. Okay, so, let's see what they're doing. So The Treasure Brown is a story about a boy named Greg and his interactions with Lemon Brown. Then your theme statement here. The theme of the story is. Now transform your theme statement into a question that could be used in a collaborative discussion. What do you think about blah? Or how were we able to determine, that kind of thing. So make sure it's a question that you could use in a group, because we might do that. Number 12, return to the story, mark the text, answer the following question. What is the portion of the story that makes up the following action and resolution? So where does that following action begin? And a quick write, what is another way the story could have ended? How could some of the story's conflicts be resolved differently? So the story could have ended very differently. So what is some of the ways that it could go, and how would that have changed the conflicts and how they were resolved? Ignore the writing prompt for today. We won't do that one. This is enough. It's a lot of work in this one, so don't do the writing prompt today. Other than that, good luck.